Good evening, Mr. Rory Schlein. How are you?
Oh, I'm tired.
You're tired, mate. You're working really hard, I hear.
Yeah, it's they're flat out at the minute, working for a delivery company. So don't know what. No people got no money, but they seem to be buying a lot of things online.
I tell you what, mate. Yeah, I mean, you know, we can't go out anywhere, so that's what people are doing. But I think a lot of people, like I'm doing, is buying little bits to do jobs and keep myself sane. I mean, you know, I never stop like yourself. I mean, how is? I know you're working, but I mean, you must be missing the speedway terribly.
Well, but again, I don't think just every spirit rider has never been in this position. You know, unless you've been injured for a long period of time, which I have been previously. But it's strange. Like everyone was getting prepared, everyone had done everything, and you know, every year everyone gets fit and you know, more or less mentally prepared. And now it's you don't know how to approach it. You know, I hear rumours that Poland are trying to start up, but you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen until the government gives everyone the green light.
Yeah, I mean, and also, I mean, moving forward, of course, this is your last season in England, riding in Speedway, and your testimonial as well. I mean, what's going to happen with that, Rory? I mean, I really feel sorry for you. And you know, is it going to happen this year? If not, can we do it again next year?
Yeah, obviously, you know, like when it all sort of broke loose and everything got put on hold, as in like, you know, the Speedway and everything else, you know, we were in the process of getting my partner's Natalie's visa sorted, and now, unfortunately, it's been put on hold. Like they've frozen it, so the application will stay on hold until the Australian immigration reopen their borders, I guess, which we don't know. We don't know when that will happen. So we just have to sort of sit by and wait to hear we get any official word from like the Australian immigration. But as for the farewell, I actually haven't had a discussion with CBS about that yet. I think that's, you know, with everything else going on, I think, you know, just getting the season on would be, I think, miraculous if we can get it on. I don't think that would be a priority of anyone, whether, you know, of Wolves or mine. I just think, you know, it's not the right time, and I don't think ideally for everyone involved, I don't think it would be wise to run this year. So we'd have to put it on the burner for next year.
Yeah, but I think in all fairness, if you went back to Australia and came back for your testimonial, people would still turn up, mate. There's no two ways about that. So, you know, you know,
I don't think. I think even if we do get on track this year, I think I'll probably stay next year and race next year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the events industry, and a lot of my events, especially festivals, have been cancelled all the way through till the start of September, and everybody's saying, look, you know, why put all this effort into an event this year, which we know we can't guarantee people are going to be there. Let's save it for next year and let's do it bigger and better. So that could be a move for you, really, Rory, in all fairness.
Yeah, it's just using your head. You know, a lot of people, when we do come out of this, it's not like everyone's, like Speedway in general, have to be careful as well. Are people going to have the money to spend to go watch Speedway? We don't know. So everyone's just got to tread carefully, but yeah, it'll definitely happen next year for sure.
Yeah, I hear that Poland are thinking about doing some meetings behind closed doors. I know there's a lot of TV revenue, sponsorship revenue in Poland, but I mean, how that's going to be practical? I mean, they're not going to have any foreign riders there. I mean, you know, riders in Denmark and Sweden and places like that are not going to be allowed to go into Poland. So it's just going to be predominantly Polish riders. Is that going to work?
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not in the know of the Polish scene anymore. I can only go on what I've read, but a couple of little rumours have come out where riders may have to fly, as in riders who are not based in Poland, and quarantine for 14 days and stay there for the whole season. You know, that's just a rumour, but there's a lot of things that have come out. But I'll be brutally honest, I don't see us turning a wheel until the government says it's safe to have fans or have crowd in. That's how I see it, because you can't I know they got revenue and big sponsors and that, but if money wasn't a problem, they wouldn't be asking the riders to take pay cuts, which I know a few of them are a little bit upset about. So, yeah, so again, you know, until we get some sort of official word from any government, you know, it's just day by day.
Yeah, I mean, I've been involved in speedway for 30 years, and I think, you know, this is one of the weirdest things I've ever come across, and I can't see the season starting in England. I just can't. I mean, you know, mass gatherings. I mean, in Sweden they're doing like not meetings, like practice meetings with 50 people maximum. But of course now Sweden are having problems, and it's been announced today that Germany about a second spike. You can't afford to mess about with this thing. It is so serious.
Well, you know, I know it firsthand, as in like my partner, she's on the COVID ward at Clinical Wilco, so we know how serious it is, and of what you know what's happening, and I just don't think anyone, like, you know, the World Health Organization, WHO or whatever they want to call them. If I'm brutally honest, I don't even think they know what's going on. So if they don't know. The government doesn't know, and to be fair, you know, a lot of people complaining, and you know, the government aren't doing enough, they're not prepared. But who can be prepared for something like this? I don't care I don't care what country you are. You can't be financially prepared or in any sort of way, you know, to tackle something like this. So I just think everyone's got to do their bit and try their best. Yeah.
Well, let's get a bit more light-hearted, right? So. Got a few questions for you here from the fans, from not just Wolverhampton, from all around actually. You've been a brilliant captain for Wolverhampton. Will you miss Speedway when you retire?
I'll miss Speedway. You know, I'm missing it now. But yeah, it will. When I made the decision, it wasn't like something, you know, spur of the moment. I'd been thinking about it. As you get older, you think differently, and you have other interests and all that sort of stuff. And it's just something I want to do, and I'll never stop doing Speedway. I'll still stay involved. We have plans in progress that I'll still stay involved with the GB youth program, which hopefully will be carrying on in Australia when we send riders out to Australia. So that will continue on, and who knows if finances and we can get the backers, we might be able to send a proper, you know, legitimate young Lions team out to Australia soon.
That would be good. And actually, one of the questions that I've got here, a bit later in the question sheet that I've got, was about Australian Speedway. I mean, you know, you have the one-off meetings and everything else, but can you see a proper league structure being set up in Australia in the future?
I don't think a league. It's never teams racing in Australia outside test matches never really have worked. Right. Look, I don't know why. Even though Australia do produce a lot of good team riders, it's just something that I don't know, just is never taken off. It's all individual. You know, when the Australian and England test matches were always on, that always drew big crowds. But I think that was like a one-off, you know, once every 3-4 years, and it drew the crowds in. So that's probably where we could look at it, maybe every 2 years or every 3 years. So, and not only that, Wolfie obviously has a big pull in Australia as well. Everyone, you know, takes the mickey out and all that, you know. With his Aussie tattoo on his back. He does have a big following in Australia, so that would be a good little appetizer, you know, to bring like Wolfie there and maybe do a series out there with a lot of young up and coming British riders.
Is there any truth in the rumour that you've got "I Love England" tattooed on your body somewhere?
No, we haven't gone that far.
You Australians, you know why you guys turn up when you do a test match over there? Because you just like beating the English at cricket and rugby and everything else, don't you? That's what it is, really. That's why you get all the big crowds.
It could be tiddlywinks, mate. If it was against England.
Oh, you're a card, you are. Let's have a look at some of the questions. So, okay, moving on. Do you think, with the situation it is now, do you think you will do another season at Wolverhampton? You know, you say about the visa problems and everything. Do you think you'll have to stay another year?
It looks that way. Like until we get some official news and updates. Obviously, you know, I think everyone played ball. I think to run next season, I think everyone stayed the same. Everyone would agree, and I don't think there would be any issues. You know, we would just come back, you know, as is what we were going to be this year. You know, I hope it's that straightforward. I hope there's, you know, I know the BSBA will probably have to go through the whole process again of doing another AGM. You know, it may be straightforward, but they'll need to go through all that. And then, but yeah, you know, if you know, Chris gave me the phone call and said, yeah, we're going to go again next year, then, you know, just put the piece of paper in front of me, I'll sign now.
I'm sure he would, mate. I'm really sure he would, in all fairness. I mean, going back to, you know, you're saying you're going, when you get back to Oz, I mean, what are you going to do over there apart from a bit of speedway? You got work planned for over there?
A couple of things in the pipeline. We just got to wait and see. A few things I've got to sort out when I get over there. Like my Class 2 license, I want to get that. And then, so, you know, there's a couple of things where, you know, I can get my foot in the door where my dad works at the minute. So, you know, a couple of things that we'll just have to wait and see when we get there. So I won't be in any rush just to jump straight into something straight away.
Well, talking from experience, get a Class 1 because they're easier to turn around than a Class 2. Believe me, son. Believe me. Based on the last 20 years, right, name your international 7 riders. 1 rider per country. Who would be your top 7?
So only 1 from each country?
Yeah, so you got 1 from each country, 7 riders.
Okay. Well, I'll start off in Australia. I'd have to pick Jason Crump.
Yeah.
Number 1. England, I would say Kenny Carter.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
America, I would say Billy Hamill.
Right.
Sweden, Tony Rickardsson.
Yeah.
Denmark, Hans Nilsson.
Yeah.
Who else? Poland. I would have to say, well, obviously Thomas. I think I was lucky enough to do a season. I think it might have been 2 seasons with him in Sweden, and just seen some unreal things. Yeah. You know, proper unreal things on a motorbike. So Thomas, Poland. How many I got left? 2, 3?
I've lost count now. I think that's about it, man. I think that's about it, in all fairness. I think that's about it. But that's a top list. That's a top list. I mean, what is your best club you have rode for, and the reasons? I.e. management or just the team structure or the crowd? What's your best team you rode for? I know you're going to politically correct you wearing a Paris International cap, but you know what? Come on, throw it out. Throw it out. Which one do you think?
Look, I think because of what we accomplished in that year in 2007 with Coventry.
Yeah.
Just I think what we did that year and how what Mr. Sandu put together that year was something I haven't been involved in ever really, because it was different. I think you could ask other riders who have ridden under that Sandu era. It was different.